Today I'm going to show you how to make a super delicious and super easy mushroom, peas, Parmesan cream sauce pasta. Take those mushrooms, this is a half a pound of baby Bella, but any mushroom is fine, and just take a little slightly damp paper towel and wipe off the dirt as best you can. You want to remove all that dirt, and then that end of the mushroom right here, where I'm pointing my finger, you want to cut that off. That's always going to be a little bit hard. Just chop it off on all of them. Then take your mushrooms and give it a slice. Now I'm just showing right against the side of your knuckle there. Use it as a guide for your knife. If you can't cut them too thin, that's totally fine. In fact, I recommend you probably don't even cut them that thin. Right about that size, which is about 1/8 to maybe 1/4 inch thick. For the onion, you're going to cut off the end of the onion and cut it in half. Now I'm just showing you kind of like a standard way to dice an onion. But you don't have to do it this way. You can do it any way you want. You could even throw it in the food processor for a couple seconds on chop mode. I'm just going to take slices of it. Then I'm going to put one cut through it sideways and then a dice. And that was a medium onion, or about 1/2 cup. So right here, this is Parmigiano Reggiano. This costs $11.79 a pound. Now that's a really good price for 24-month aged Parmigiano Reggiano. This isn't a good example, but this is domestic Parmesan. It's not real Parmigiano Reggiano. It could come from Argentina. It could come from America, Wisconsin, wherever. It's still good cheese. So you can get good non-Italian imported for a lot cheaper. Now this is almost the same price as the one from Costco, because Costco is just a good value for everything. But sometimes maybe in your local supermarket, you might be able to find good Parmesan cheese for $5.99, maybe $4.99 a pound. And that's totally fine to use in this dish. Turn the heat to medium low to pretty low. And put your pan on. And a little bit of olive oil, maybe 3 tablespoons to 1/4 cup. Just kind of coat the bottom of it. And get the onion in. So it's about 1/2 cup of onion. And you just want to kind of get the onion translucent. So cooking it low so we don't get any color on the onion, but we want it to get soft like that. And once it gets soft, which will take about 3 to 5 minutes, you could add in the mushrooms. So you can turn the heat up a little bit higher here now to about medium to encourage the mushrooms to release their water faster. And, you know, this is a nonstick pan. This is not going to be super seared mushrooms, and it's going to be fine. It works really well for this type of cream sauce. So you can see, like, the pan's getting wet, so more water is released. And once that water pretty much is gone, then you can add hot pepper in there. I like a lot of hot pepper in this dish, probably about 1/2 teaspoon. But use what you like. If you don't like hot pepper, don't use any of it then. And I have the pasta water going. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of kosher salt per gallon of water. And here's the pasta. It says 9 minutes on the bag right there. You can kind of trust these, but I don't really recommend it. I recommend you taste it as you're cooking. In this dish, it's all going to kind of come together fairly quickly. So I want to stir the pot here, and I kind of got my mushrooms just pretty low right now. All right, and here's dry white wine. That's Sauvignon Blanc. I'm going to put 1/2 cup in here. I'm going to turn the heat up to about medium to medium high. You want to kind of boil this wine out, let it cook down, let it mostly reduce. I'm going to keep stirring that pasta. Here's tomato paste. This is a tube. I actually prefer the cans, the 6-ounce cans, but if you use a can, you're going to need 3 ounces. So either 3 ounces from the tube or 3 ounces from a can. And just stir that around. Let it all cook out. You want the tomato paste to kind of cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. It'll boost the flavor. It's always good to cook out tomato paste. And that's a little strainer. I'm just going to be able to grab a piece of pasta really quick here. By the way, I'm using gemelli. This is, it's a nice little shape. Use any pasta you want. You can use long pasta here, or you can use like penne or rigatoni. So yeah, it's going to take a few more minutes on that pasta. All right, the next thing I want you to do is take a ladle of pasta water, put it right in there, and kind of mix it around with the tomato and the mushroom. I'm trying to time this exactly for when the pasta's finished, but don't worry about it. Like, if you finish this early, and you know, of course you want your pasta to be good, you're better off having this sit and getting the pasta to add in at the end instead of the other way. But the timing is going to be right, I think. And I'm going to keep checking my pasta, so I'm going to check it again right now. All right, so the pasta needs a couple more minutes. We have our pasta water in here. I'm going to add cream right now. This is a half a cup of cream. I'm going to turn the heat to about medium to medium low. We're going to bring this up. We're going to add the cheese in. We're going to make our sauce. About a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, the peas are they're frozen peas. They're gonna release some water here. If it's too thick right now from all that cheese and the cream, we'll just add a little bit more pasta water. We're gonna get it just right when we add the pasta in. Always use a spider because you want your pasta water on the side. If you don't have a spider and use a colander, make sure you reserve at least a cup. Okay, so I'm a little loose right here. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese to get it just right. I'm going to taste it right now. What I want to do is I want to make sure that the salt and pepper level is perfect. And it needs a little bit more salt, probably about a teaspoon worth. A little bit more hot pepper too. If I was using Pecorino Romano here for the cream sauce, it probably wouldn't need any salt. But Parmesan cheese has less salt than Pecorino. If you want it to be less pink, use less tomato paste. If you want it to be more on the red side, add more tomato paste. It's that simple. Use more pasta water to thin, use more cheese to thicken. I will see you next time.